Today's daily thought was brought to me by reading my spiritual diary, and it's about the mind. And for many years I have believed that the mind is able to control so much more than we usually think of or believe. And Paramahansa Yogananda in my spiritual diary for today, June the 25th, said, "Mind is the chief factor governing the body. One should always avoid suggesting to the mind thoughts of human limitations such as sickness, old age and death. Rather, the mind should constantly be told this truth: I am the infinite, which has become the body. The body, as a manifestation of spirit, is the ever-youthful spirit." And although it's only 20 years since I became acquainted with Paramahansa Yogananda and first read his books and started to listen to what he had to say, for many years prior to that I'd been interested in the mind, and I'd become a graduate of the Jose Silva School and become a master hypnotist. And the more you get into the mind and understanding it, the more you understand that it really is the focal point of everything that you do in life. I'll probably take 2 or 3 days to cover just some simple thoughts on the mind, but I know that it is my attitude of mind to health that has meant that I've never been ill since I was a child with chickenpox. I also know that it is my attitude of mind that has helped me overcome injuries in times that the doctors and the surgeons didn't understand and thought that there was something wrong with x-rays. But because it was brought to my attention today by Paramahansa Yogananda, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the other things he says about the mind. One of the writings of Paramahansa Yogananda says, "Of greatest help in your development is the habit of mental whispering to God. You'll see a change in yourself that you will like very much. No matter what you do, God should be constantly in your mind. When you want to see a special show, or buy a dress, or have a car that you've admired, is it not true that no matter what else you may be doing, your mind is constantly thinking how you can get those things? Until you fulfill your strong desires, your mind will not rest. It ceaselessly works towards fulfilling those desires. Your mind should be on God, night and day in the same way. Transmute petty desires into one great desire for Him. Your mind should continually whisper, night and day, I look for Thee, night and day. But cultivating the mind takes time and it takes patience, but it is well worth the effort. On patience, Paramahansa says, when tilling ground for the cultivation of crops, one needs patience to destroy all useless weeds, and to wait, even though the ground appears barren, until the hidden good seeds sprout into plants. It requires still more patience to clear the field of consciousness that is overgrown with weeds of useless attachments to sense pleasures, which are very difficult to uproot. Yet when the field of consciousness is cleared and sown with seeds of good quality, plants of noble activities sprout forth, yielding abundantly the fruits of real happiness. Above all, have the patience to seek communion with God through deep meditation and to become acquainted with your indestructible soul, hidden within your perishable earthly body. Correct use of the mind can manifest literally anything that you want. And in another of Paramahansa Yogananda's books, The Law of Success, he says, by the power of concentration and meditation, you can direct the inexhaustible power of your mind to accomplish what you desire and to guard every door against failure. And I personally have found that to be absolutely 100% true. It takes time, it takes effort, but if you want to have the things in life that you've desired and dreamed of, it's worth that effort, because the mind, when concentrated on those things, naturally attracts them to you. I'll cover more on this tomorrow, but just for today, think about the power of the mind. Hardly any of us use more than 10% of the power of the mind. Those that have practiced for many years, like myself, maybe use 30-35% of the power. Truly enlightened gurus like Paramahansa Yogananda have found the ability to use 100% of the mind. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll feel the benefits. God bless.